Welcome back to the Pop of the Man podcast. I'm your host, Jay. With me today, I have my always loyal co-host, Cord. What's up, Cord?
How you been? How you been? Keep that 40 on me like on Zoobox. Put that 39 on your head like on Terrence, man. You know the plan. How y'all been?
I have
How y'all been?
I have resident Timberwolves fan with us today. We got DeLon. What's up, DeLon?
Assalamu alaikum, brother Jordan, Minnesota Miracle. This is me, Jordan's first episode since April 2nd. They said he Joe Budden me. They said he Joe Budden me. We back.
The contract got fixed.
Yeah. We got that handled.
We back. And join us today, we have the lone survivor of the Mavericks front office turnover. We have Mark Cuban's confidant. We got Dre with us. What's up, Dre?
What's good, man? I mean, hey, it's a lot going on, but somebody got to do it. Somebody got to hold the fort down. So I took the mantle on that. So let's get it.
You and Dirk come to save the day. I love it. So
somebody got to do it, man.
You know we do. We give you our takes on basketball, music, everything in between. This is episode 133. I finally remember what episode number it was. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to this on streaming services, make sure you give us 5 stars, 10 stars, whatever the rating system is. Yeah, we got a pretty big show. We got a show with music and basketball. This is the first time we've talked about both in months. So here we go. And the most important news to talk about first and foremost, the Los Angeles Clippers last night made history by closing out the Jazz in Game 6 after overcoming a 25-point deficit in the third quarter, fueled by Terrence Mann's 39 points, starting in place of Kawhi Leonard, who was out with a undisclosed knee injury, and Paul George, who also chipped in 28 points, I think about 7 assists. The Clippers are going to I almost said the finals. Not yet. The Clippers are going to
the classic Clippers optimism. Classic Clippers optimism.
The Clippers are going to the Western Conference Finals. Cord, as a longtime Clippers fan, how does it feel to finally see the team get over the hump after being so close for over a decade?
The best feeling ever. The best feeling ever. And what I love most about the win is that they won it in Clipper fashion, but in reverse. For years and years and years, every time we had a chance to go to a conference finals, we'd have a 20-plus point lead and then blow it in dramatic fashion in front of the fans. But for the first time, we was getting blew out at home. And we made the comeback. It was like something out of a movie, man. It was something out of a movie. The best feeling ever. I was at work watching the game. Everybody said, "Oh, y'all damn bad. Y'all ain't never going to no conference finals." I said, "Man, it's the Jazz. We all know they some streaky shoes. And Jordan Clarkson ain't putting up another 20 in a quarter. That's impossible." So I'm talking about all day. I'm going back and forth. Work TV, watching them chip away at the lead. And salute the Terrence Mann. The day they drafted him and Carmen Gilly, I told y'all they would be problems. But unfortunately, Carmen Gilly ain't on the team no more. But salute to Terrence Mann, a.k.a. Kawhi Jr. Kawhi pulled him to the side, gave him that day to transfer, and he was playing like an MVP. And I love to see it. And salute to Paul George. Salute to Reggie Jackson. Salute to Marcus Morris. Salute to Ty Lue, Steve Ballmer, me, Jordan. Everybody.
Get Staples, let's go.
Staples Center, the city of Los Angeles, even the ops. Even the Lakers are giving the Clippers props. I ain't never seen that in my life. I was confused.
Now, I'm
in such a good mood, I can't even hate on nobody today. I can't even hold you, man.
Cool. I felt the exact same way. I got on Twitter and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, how much chaos can I cause? How much shit can I talk? And I wasn't even in the mood for it. Like, I was just excited to be.
Yeah,
I was living in the moment. Like, wow. Like, I had too much joy to be petty or show any animosity. It's truly tremendous to see this team fall short so many times and to see them finally, earn their stripes and go the distance. Also, that Jordan Clarkson thing you mentioned, he had 21 points by himself in the second quarter. I think, and I might be wrong, he finished the game with 21 points. So he scored literally every point he scored was in the second quarter and didn't score nothing. He didn't do nothing else the rest of the game.
That was it.
That was it.
But you can't ask for nothing else from him like that. That was insane. And that's the thing I kept saying that word because everybody like he was. I was like, fam, the Jazz be putting up these points and it don't hurt. Remember that game when they hit like 13 threes in the quarter and they had like a 2-point lead? I was like, man, they be scoring, but like you know how this like if a good team put up a bunch of points, you feel like it's over. I never felt like that with the Jazz. Even when Donovan Mitchell was putting up God level efforts, it would still be close games. And that's why I kept telling Keyshawn, like, I don't feel like I ain't gonna say the Jazz put no fear in my heart, but it was just kind of like,
It's funny because the Jazz are a team that play by the numbers, and so their whole thing is like, our averages shoot up a bunch of threes, we're gonna win. So it's funny enough they worked against them because they made 17 threes in a half, and then I think they made only 3 in the second half because law averages they weren't gonna shoot 80% from 3 the entire night, so they just went cold in the second half. And they didn't feel like, oh wait, we need to get inside the paint. But Dre, Paul George, speaking of exercising demons, because the Clippers have had tons of them in the form of injuries, Doc Rivers, racism. They've dealt with it all in the past decade.
racism.
Yeah, especially racism. And according to anyway, but Paul George has been ridiculed, mocked, kicked, spat on by the entire NBA Twitterverse. Persecuted. What did you see from him in this series, especially after Kawhi went down those last 2 games?
Well, to answer that question, I got to go back to just this season in general. It was at one point of the season, he was like Western Conference Player of the Week. He was averaging like 33 for like a week. Yep. And I was like, damn, like I even tweeted it. I was like, damn, Paul George having the best all NBA season that nobody's talking about. Like
I remember that
tweet. Yeah, like nobody cares or anything. And I don't know, in a weird way, I found myself kind of rooting for Paul George this season because it was like, we know what he can do. It's just a lot of times where he underperformed, he was hurt. But it's like, if you're on the court, don't nobody care about that. Like, nigga, you got to perform. And during our series this year, Paul George was destroying us, like literally destroying us. And I was like, nah, something different this time. And so when they went down 0-2 and then won the next 2 games against the Jazz, and then Kawhi went out, and everybody like, oh, it's a legacy game for Paul George, I was like, Paul George scoring at least 35 points tonight. Like he's getting at least 35 in that game 5, and boom, 37 points, 16 boards. So I was like, I was pretty optimistic. I was like, I think the Clippers gonna end this shit. Like last night, I was like, the Clippers gonna end it. The Jazz, I mean, we've been saying it all season. Like, yeah, they got the #1 record and they shoot a lot of threes, but like you said, law averages. I can't depend on Bogdanovich and Jordan Clarkson, and I could depend on Donovan Mitchell. I know he's gonna be. He's certified. He's solidified. But these other guys, I just don't believe it. And when I saw Ty Lue going small against Gobert, I was like, yeah, they're gonna win this shit because they're gonna take Gobert out of his element. You know, he's a great paint defender, but in the year 2021, that ain't really as valuable as it was in like 2001. Like niggas is shooting, everybody can dribble, everybody can handle it, everybody can play make, and you know, you got to give credit to Ty Lue. He put that team in position to win, and Terrence Mann is just, I mean, even the last series, I was like, yeah, Terrence Mann, that dude. Like, I don't know why Pat Bev was playing more minutes than this man, because he that dude. And like 39 points is like, if Terrence Mann scored 39 points, you're supposed to win that goddamn game. And
absolutely.
I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, please don't let this game go to waste, because I don't want this brilliant game by Terrence Mann to be lost in the annals of time because they lost. Thank God. Now it's gonna be immortalized. Somebody tweeted today that his jersey is sold out on the Clippers team store. Like you can't buy a jersey. You wanted one right now. So shout out to Terrence Mann. And like, just to go back to Paul George, he was the engine behind the Clippers all season, and it's mostly because of Ty Lue putting him there. He mentioned during the offseason, a lot of people laughed at him and said he's passing the blame and stuff, that he felt like Doc didn't use him properly. He said he was used more as a like off ball threat when he felt like he could have done more. And he was put in more pick and rolls this season. And pretty much what Ty Lue and what Chauncey Billups did is they tried to turn him into a point guard. And and they was working with him in the offseason, trying to, help him put him in that mindset of you're gonna have the ball. This is how you get people. This is how you get people involved in the offense. This is when you choose to not do that, and this is when you choose to go get your own shot. He had been practicing that all season long, working on how to run the offense in a way. While Kawhi Leonard is the Clippers' best player, while Kawhi Leonard is by far he's a top 5 player, and PG probably is like 10 through 20. Paul George's impact on this team all season long, going by the numbers, has actually been higher than Kawhi Leonard because of the simple fact that he runs the offense. In that game 6 where they beat the Mavs, Kawhi went for 45, but Paul George had 10 assists. He was running the offense, keeping the offense afloat when Kawhi wasn't on the floor. When Kawhi was off the floor going into the fourth quarters, it was just PG out there. I think Paul George I think in the Mavs series, he was leading the league in fourth quarter scoring, because when Kawhi was out, he would go get he would say, okay, Kawhi's out, let me keep the offense going. He would go up there and rack up some points until Kawhi come in and then take over. They told him all season, do it in the postseason. We got to the postseason. Paul George is doing it in the postseason. I'm so proud of him because, like I said, I hate when any player just gets bagged on relentlessly. I was even going to bat for Rudy Gobert after game 3 of the Jazz series.
I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I did. I was like, he's actually good at what he does. It's just that he's overpaid for what he does. Like Dre said, his rim protection is valuable, but what's more important is defensive versatility. Because the Clippers have a rim protector in Zubac, but we didn't technically need that. We just need to keep the Jazz out the paint altogether. So shout out to Ty Lue for doing the defensive adjustments and just switching everything and keeping Donovan Mitchell out the paint, period, and forcing them to take a bunch of threes.
And that's the thing with Rudy Gobert is Ty Lue basically took him out of his element, but Rudy Gobert is not giving you anything on the offensive end. So it's not like he's giving you 30 points and giving up threes or whatever. He's not giving you anything. You can't get a ball to Rudy Gobert and all right, score on Nicholas Batum or score on Marcus Morris or whoever they got guarding him. So it's he's a negative on pretty much on both ends. So that's just great coaching and his limitations.
And I kind of blame Snyder and I blame the Jazz guards. I feel like they should at least tried. At the end of the day, he still has.
And they did not at all.
No, they didn't. And it's because Conley's been notoriously been the one who would get Gobert those touches in the paint, out of it. He's the point guard, so he's the one who thinks of stuff like that. But everybody else, even Donovan, they don't he'll dive the paint. He'll have the guard on his back sealed, calling for the ball.
They won't even look at him,
and he might miss it, but it's the fact that he could draw a foul because he got a smaller person on him. And that's the thing they could have done. They could have punished the Clippers in that way, got people in foul trouble. Even if Rudy was missing, he would have been at least drawing fouls. They would have put people like Marcus Morris, Kawhi Leonard earlier, Paul George, Batum, very key cogs for the Clippers' offensive defense off the floor. But I blame Snyder, I blame the guards, and I blame Rudy Gobert for not having that, when given those opportunities, not capitalizing on them, and that's why the team didn't believe in them. Jazz all the way around. Kind of feel bad for them, but the Clippers are going to advance. They're going to take on the Suns. We could talk about that, but I think we'll say that for another time. Let's talk for just a quick second. What do you guys think the Jazz should do next? Because right now I think Rudy Gobert is set to make $47 million next year. I think Donovan Mitchell set to make $37 million next year. 47 for Gobert, 37 for Mitchell.
He got a super.
Yeah, he got the Supermax extension this season.
He got that bag.
Yeah, they gave him the bag. What do you think?
Hey, good for him though. Good for him.
God bless
him.
God
bless him. Because that next contract.
the next contract.
Man, I thought he was getting paid 28 or 30 or something. I didn't know.
No. You got the super
Yeah,
backs.
45.
So
Lord.
it's kind of crazy to ask this, but I'm asking y'all the number one seed, the team with the best record in the NBA, team with a top 3 offense, top 3 defense. How do they be better next season?
Oh, you got to pick between the two. You got to.
Okay, so that means I'm assuming. So
like pick between the two or pick Donovan? Like, is that like a? Is that like
offense or you want one of those defense?
Because
hey, man, okay. I get it. We cracking jokes.
I'm not cracking a joke. I didn't tell a single
He's still
joke.
an important player. He's still a star in this league. Okay. But what I'm saying is, the Jazz do they want the next? Oh, ain't Rudy like 28?
yeah,
Is he 28?
Yeah,
he's 28.
Might be younger.
He's exactly 28.
20.
You gotta go. You gotta go. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rudy. You got it. Send him to the East. He'll be a perfect counter against a team like the Bucks. I guess. Yeah. Hey, Donovan, did y'all see the little clip of Donovan Mitchell realize like all them shots was over Rudy in the post game? Please tell me I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. And then like he was looking at the stat sheet. He mapped himself. Man only missed 6 shots, and I was like, that man was just strong.
Rudy, I hope you like Charlotte, brother, because that's what you gonna be at.
But see that's the tricky part, because while it seems like, to DeLon's point, it seems obvious. Like we're gonna keep Mitchell. We're gonna keep Mitchell, and he is the better player on the team. You know, all season long, some of them analytics guys are saying Rudy Gobert is the best player on the team. It's definitely the guy who can average 30 for a series. And Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
The problem
Miles
is
Turner and Malcolm Brogdon for Rudy. Who says no?
The Pacers. Why would they do that?
Yeah, I think the Pacers declined.
I know the Pacers gonna say no. We don't know what they're going through.
Making the Wizards, you know, throw some shit at the Wizards. They'll probably take it. Oh wait, Russell Westbrook for Rudy Gobert?
No.
Oh God!
I wouldn't wish that on either franchise. No offense to both of them. I like both of them, but I wouldn't wish that on either franchise.
Okay, but seriously though,
hey,
that's
Porzingis for Gobert. Who says no?
Who?
Porzingis for Gobert. Who says no?
Dallas.
You think we say no? I don't know, bro.
Dallas
set up.
Dallas ain't saying no. They ain't saying no. Whatever you thought that Dallas did not get out of Porzingis, the Jazz at least got something out of Rudy Gobert. But the issue though with like moving Rudy is that I was wrong. He's due $47 million in the last year of his contract, and that'll be 2025 through 2026, and he will be. Let's see, he's 28 now. So he will be
like 32, 33.
Yeah, he'll be about 32, 33.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And see, that's not bad.
But he's going to make 30. He's going to make $38 million next year. That's a large chunk of a team's cap space. So it's like, okay, a team says, "Oh, we need a rim protecting big man," and then it's like, "Okay, you're gonna take Rudy Gobert?" I'm like, "Oh wait, he's gonna have to be the best player on my team then, or the second best player on my team because of how much money he makes." Like, you could trade for Rudy Gobert, I guess, if you want to make a honestly a semi-conference finals.
They need some defense.
Yeah, they could. So what's CJ Nurkic trade to get you Rudy Gobert? I guess that helps, but then that puts too much offensive pressure on Dame. Like, it's just that he makes too much for his utility. Like, if you trade for him thinking that you're going to get, for him. I feel
that, Jordan.
What's up?
But where was CJ?
No, I
feel what you're saying about Dame having offensive pressure, but where was CJ?
Exactly, but then now you go from that.
He had the nerve to speak down on Giannis. Giannis ain't guard KD. He ain't guard either money sniper. All this sad. You couldn't guard Monte Morris, nigga. We ain't trying to get nothing from you. You like a puzzle for him. Oh man, And the thing is, I only take up for the Blaze. I only take up the Dame. But how dare you hop on Twitter and question somebody's defense when Austin Rivers and Monte Morris is putting you in a deep fry? Shit, yourself.
Just got an update from Twitter. It says that Suns say Chris Paul remains in the league's health and safety protocols. Phoenix begins West Conference Finals tomorrow afternoon at home against the Clippers, so he will miss at least game one.
They play tomorrow?
Yes, Adam Silver is a terrorist. You hear me?
God damn.
The Clippers.
I thought they was gonna play at least Monday.
Me and George started off saying we ain't hating on nobody, and we hating heavy right now.
No, I hate them on Adam Silver. Because like the Clippers have been playing every other day since I think Game 4 against the Mavericks, or maybe it was Game 5. Because Game 5, 6, and 7 were like every other day, and then as soon as Game 7 was over, they took a day off. They played the Jazz every day, every other day. So the Clippers have not had 2 days of break since Game 4 against the Mavericks.
What I'm hearing is Johnny earned that rest.
No. Well, I mean, we won. We won in 6. They could have easily put the game on Monday. Like the second round isn't even over.
We got places. Hey, we got places to be. We got places to be.
The Sixers got to.
Football season about to start, my brother. Let's get over. Let's come on.
The Sixers have to play against the Hawks on Sunday. The second round ain't even over. They put us on Sunday. Like they could have easily put it on Monday.
Yeah, that's wild.
Easily slotted it on Monday. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. So Chris Paul won't play, but because of that, Chris Paul won't play Sunday. Probably won't play Tuesday either. He probably won't play because usually got to be in there at least 7 days, and that news broke like Tuesday of last week or something like that. It was about Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when Kawhi got hurt. It broke the same day. But yeah, I don't know. It's the Jazz. They got a lot. They got some things they got to figure out. Some hard decisions to make. But I think the obvious thing is that Rudy just can't be long term. Can't be Donovan Mitchell's partner. So they're gonna have to figure out a way to get rid of him while staying good, so that you don't make Donovan Mitchell want to leave. But we won't go too far into that today. We're going to talk about the first music topic of the day. Isaiah Rashad released his second single for his upcoming album, which was hinted to be releasing in June, but we're like halfway through June with no release date for the album yet. Or am I mistaken? Has it been a release date?
No.
Okay, no release date. No release date.
I ain't heard that.
DeLon, did you listen to the single? 'Cause I know you don't like to listen to singles before albums drop. Have you heard the single?
Man, yeah, you ruined my anticipation for the album by making me listen to the single. Yes, I have. Yes, I have listened to the single.
What are your thoughts on that?
Isaiah Rashad's got one of the best ears for music in rap to me, man. Just his way, like he does this thing where he just knows exactly what to do with background vocals and getting someone like some credited appearance. Like he is just so perfect with the hooks and all that kind of stuff. It's phenomenal to me. Wish I wouldn't have heard it beforehand. I need a Crit and Zay collab, man. I need a 2021 Crit and Zay collab, because that shit just would sound phenomenal. Crit on that would sound phenomenal.
Oh God, it sounds so southern. It sounds so sultry. That's why it's a head nodding song. That's what I love from Zay, is when he's in that type of style, like, the vibes. When he go for the vibes, I love when Zay gets real mad aggressive and he starts like rapping like on Bananas, on Heavenly Father and stuff, and he gets introspective and he writes. But man, like you said, he has such a great ear for what just sounds good. Like what'll make like wow, like you don't even have to too much pay attention to what he even saying in the song. Just the sound of the song, the vocals that he's putting on the track, the added sounds he's added to the background ad-libs, like lyrics.
I couldn't tell you one bar. I couldn't tell you one bar from that song. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I couldn't tell you one bar from that shit, but that was phenomenal.
I just know he was floating.
Man.
He said he told her to eat it like Doja Cat. I don't know what that means, Stallone. As a Doja Cat fan, I thought you would shine some light on that.
I was uncomfortable thinking about it for longer than 3 seconds, so I'm going to forego answering that question. But I was equally confused. Equally.
I said it on Twitter. Doja Cat is the most name-dropped rapper in the game right now, because every other album release, I hear somebody mention her name. I think Droog, your old
Droog did it. Gibbs did it.
Gibbs did it. Nas did it.
Nas, yeah.
Isaiah Rashad's done it. Like
the other guy out of TD.
Oh, Show did. Reason did it.
Nah. Does Reason count?
I mean, kind of don't. He said a lot of people's names, so we'll skate.
Well, he said those names on the song that wasn't that song.
Oh,
okay.
Oh yeah, no.
Because he said like everybody, Tekashi, all them on that one song. And then Doja Cat had a special bar somewhere else. Not that I listened to the album for this podcast. God damn it,
Doja
Jordan.
Cat top 5 baddest in the game.
I mean, come on now. Come on now.
But Dre, I know you absolutely love the song. You want to shine some light on what you felt hearing this Zay single after the long layoff and not hearing anything from him. And also, what would you like to see from Zay on this project?
Man, Zay is somebody who he only has 2 projects, and I have zero doubt in my mind that this new album is gonna be fire. Like he didn't even need to drop a single or anything, and I would have had 100% confidence that this album is gonna be fire. I mean, this song, smooth as hell. Like it's just, I don't even know like no adjectives to describe. Like that shit just fire, bro. Like it's a 10 out of 10 song. One of the best songs that I've heard this year so far. What's crazy about it is, one thing that I criticize him for is like previewing songs on IG Live and all that, because I hate it, because it's like, I hate when an artist preview a fire song and then they never drop it. That's why I don't really get too hyped on snippets or whatever, because it's like, don't set me up for disappointment. Yeah. This is one of the songs that he previewed, and I was like, yo, that shit sounds amazing. So for him to drop it, shout out to Zay for not letting me down, for me not having to live with the fact that, damn, that song he debuted in October of 2019, I'm never gonna hear it. I finally heard it, and it lived up to the hype. And man, I'm even more excited for the album. I didn't even think I could be more excited, but now I'm even more excited for the album now. So like, he gonna come with it again.
Also, don't listen to snippets for the simple fact that a lot of times they don't sound as good when they actually hear the song. I'm trying to think of a more recent example, but there was like a song I heard a snippet of, and the song came out. I'm like, it's okay.
Meek Mill used to do that a lot. Like his like snippets would come across my timeline, and I'd be like, okay. And I'm not even a Meek Mill fan, but some of the shit I'd be like, okay, that sounds kind of fire. And then the album come out and be like,
those songs is hitting though.
Nigga. Yeah, but then the album come out, I'd be like, damn, bro, what was the point of that?
You like the full songs?
Huh?
I said, you like the full songs?
I mean, I don't even know. Some of the snippets that he played, I feel like wasn't even on the album, or maybe like he changed the beat or something. But like, I'd be like, damn, that's
Drake's all them snippets is hitting. I ain't gonna hold
you. Yeah,
Corey,
that was a different time.
Corey, do you have any thoughts on Isaiah Rashad or even the single?
Man, I'm ready for the album. Never thought I'd say that, but yeah, I'm ready for. I'm gonna say this. Listen to the song. I see the hype. I see the hype. It's like
Jordan.
Years, I'm gonna say this for years. Jordan been like a J. I'm gonna say this, when you put it in the chat, I had no clue who you was. I'm not gonna hold you because it just says Zay, and I asked, I was like, who was Zay? He was like, bro, that's Isaiah Rashad. I was like, okay. And I want to listen to it. I was like, damn, like you said, it feel like Crit. Like it made me feel like I was listening to Crit. Like it's somebody cut on when I'm driving, going down the road, just floating, got the window down, hot humid outside of Mississippi. Isaiah Rashad.
I guess you can say
that's the Tennessee feel though.
I guess Isaiah's restoring the feeling.
Low key.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
Hey, Troy Ave gone. Somebody got to do it. Anyway, Jordan. So next Thursday night, it's 11 p.m. Let's say Isaiah Rashad and Kendrick drop at the same time. Who's getting the first listen?
Oh, I'm gonna listen to Isaiah first, because I'm gonna want to like really live with whatever Kendrick puts. I'm different from everybody else. I always listen to the album I don't care about as much first, and I save the album I want to hear the most last, and I spend like the rest of the night listening to it. That's usually how I listen. That's what I do.
Something about that verbiage was disrespectful, but we can go on to the next topic.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was. Something in there.
All right.
TDE insider, I gotta ask you. Since you the TDE insider, I gotta ask you: is Lance Skywalker dropping something? Because I seen somebody tweet Lance Skywalker like last week, but I didn't look it up. Is he dropping something?
I'm gonna tell you what, my ear has not been to the TDE streets as much as they used to be, because I'm trying to get myself driven criminally insane, because all they do is drop hints, but they don't ever actually drop more hints than drop music.
The whole label been in the queue for a new album for 2 years now, and you're gonna be mad, Corey, when you get another Reason album before you get anybody from TDE.
Hey, dude,
it's gonna be mad.
Not speak that into. I don't keep Richard. That's why when I saw Lance Skywalker, I was like, I'm not gonna even look into it because it's gonna be a Reason. Like they done pump fake like 2 years straight. I'm sick of them.
So
They drop another reason I'm blocking them on every social media account that they
so
have.
so if Zay is dropping in June, I think I saw a poster for
I'm walking
Kendrick.
kids now. You
It's,
can
Allegedly.
again.
allegedly, I think I saw a poster for Kendrick in November. It was like saying that he was going to perform music from all his
I
albums.
don't believe it.
He's on 2 festivals. He's headlining 2 different festivals.
And it's just
Don't
some people
believe
say
it, Jordan. Drake was supposed to drop in February. It's June.
some
That
people
is true.
some people think that Kendrick is pump faking and he's not going to actually perform his old music. This is actually that's just actually to hide the fact he is dropping a new album, which means the album would probably come out in like October, September. So let's say Kendrick is slated to drop in October. Zay is slated to drop in this month in June. That would leave August open for somebody. I could definitely see it being Lance Skywalker because TDE they just do shit.
They
like
gotta
that.
be. I'm thinking it gotta be SZA next.
I would think SZA, but then again,
Yeah, I would think.
I can't see them giving just like 1 month
It's
to
been years
SZA
since you got
and
a
1
Lance
month to
Skywalker album,
Kendrick.
though. Let's keep that in mind.
They wouldn't sweep SZA like right under the rug with a Kendrick coming up right there after that. Like they'd have to give her some time to breathe.
and there's
Lance.
Lance, and that's a different story, and that's why I say I feel like if they were to slot somebody smack dab in the middle, it'd be Lance, even Absol. Because like you see, I feel like Scissors do, but I'm like this SZA. I mean, yeah, Absol hasn't released anything since.
You wrong for that.
I think
You wrong for that.
I'm just saying, like I don't care about he ain't released in 5 years, and you know what's so funny? He ain't released in 5 years. You ever hear people on TL ass and top when we getting the Absol album?
Damn, I ain't even asked it. That hurt.
You know what I'm saying? You don't.
I like Absol, and I ain't asked that either.
You sitting in my face
like
asking
been that
for
long.
you sitting in my face asking for a Lance Skywalker album for an Absol album, Courtney. I know you switched up.
I'm sorry, so
Yeah, get different.
You know,
but it's been a minute since we got some Lance Skywalker. I ain't heard Lance Skywalker since he was on Rhapsody album, and that was Layla's Wisdom. That was a minute.
He's a cool. He's a very cool guest feature. I enjoyed his little project too that he dropped as well. But let's go on to the main event, the meats of this episode. The Dallas Mavericks have had a horrific offseason so far, or nightmarish offseason, all beginning with an article written by Tim Cato for The Athletic, where it was exposing some of the hierarchical problems within the Mavericks. I think there was like this super professional world gambler that has become like a close confidant for Mark Cuban, and where he was giving, and it was believed that he was having input on trades, lineups, draft picks, and just pretty much everything that the Mavericks did. We got Bob. I don't know how to say his last name, so I don't want to.
I don't know either.
But this is Bob guy, the gambler. Pretty much he was hinting he was running the show so much to the point that Luka became so frustrated at a game, and he asked Carlisle, "Who's in charge, you or Bob?" With that being said, Mark Cuban came out and said bullshit to the article on Twitter, and then like a day later, maybe less than 24 hours later, different members of the Dallas Mavericks started getting fired or agreed to part different ways. Carlisle stepped down. I think Donnie Nelson also was
GM.
The GM was asked to move on, and I think those like the two biggest figures that were asked to leave. In place, Dirk is coming in as a special consultant. He's going to help run the coaching search and GM search. Yeah. But they're like, okay, that happens. Carlisle lost in 6. Stuff like that happens, and coach gets fired. Okay, so what? But the biggest thing is there was tension between him and Luka. The two had butted heads all season long. They said they've got in arguing matches on the sidelines, and other players have got involved. Do you have issues with like Luka, saying that I don't know who's in charge here. I don't know if it's a coach or this guy who's back there. And they said a guy, Bob the gambler, would say and critique Luka, and that would make Luka angry. And now Luka is doing exit interviews with his international team, and he's talking about how he's going to miss Donnie Nelson because Donnie Nelson's been tracking him ever since
Slovenia.
Ever since he was 14 years old, and he's like, I've known him I've known him for so long, and now he's gone. Luka don't sound happy. His camp, it's been saying that he isn't happy, and there's a chance that he might not sign the Supermax. Dre, What is going on?
Um, First of all, even with all of the issues going on with, Luca and the coach and the front office, I don't like the fact that it's kind of being spun that Luca is kind of the scapegoat of the incompetence of the Mavs front office for the past 10 years. Think about this. We haven't won a playoff series in 10 years. Since the 2011 finals. Okay? We haven't won a single playoff series. Like, I even wrote down a list of things on where society was the last time the Mavs won a playoff series. Okay, Drake only had one album last time the Mavs won a playoff series. J. Cole and Kendrick didn't even have an album last time the Mavs won a playoff series. Niggas was wearing whiz patches, camo shorts, Chuck Taylors, screaming Taylor Gang the last time the Mavs won a playoff series. The number one song in the country was Rolling in the Deep by Adele the last time the Mavs won a playoff series. I got a couple more, but I think y'all get the point. But I think y'all get the point. So we've been pretty incompetent for the past 10 years. And now that we have a star player with the caliber of a Luka Doncic, now it's being highlighted. Now it's looking like, oh shit, we haven't really been doing anything. We've been on our Pat Bev shit, just running around, doing nothing, acting like we making moves or anything. Like, literally, I can give you one example that pretty much set the tone for everything. We signed Tyson Chandler, or we traded for him. I forget which one. He is the best center that Dirk has ever played with, which is another crazy statement, but that's a whole different argument in itself. We win a championship. He's second team all defense, and we don't re-sign him for the next season. Like, who does that? And he only, he goes to the Knicks, and he only wins Defensive Player of the Year the very next season. But yeah, let's blame Luka for that. Okay, I just witnessed Rick Carlisle play Trey Burke in a Game 7 against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George for absolutely no reason. I still to this day can't give you a reason on why Trey Burke was just inexplicably getting minutes in a Game 7, crucial Game 7. But yeah, let's blame Luka for that. We just witnessed Luka average 35, 7, and 10 in a playoff series and lose to the same team again. But yeah, let's blame Luka for that. And the way I look at it is, at the end of the day, coaches and GMs are replaceable. Like Coach Carlisle, Donnie Nelson is replaceable. A talent like Luka Doncic, you probably not gonna find too many of those. Like even in the NBA today, there ain't too many niggas you trade for Luka Doncic. So I look at it as, in this age of player empowerment, there ain't too many Steph Currys and Dame Lillards, niggas that's staying on one team for 8, 9+ years. Like you look at all the stars, PG, Bron, Kawhi, KD, Kyrie, niggas is leaving. Niggas is demanding trades.
They getting up out of there.
They getting up out of there. Niggas is demanding trades. Niggas is leaving in free agency. They, teaming up and all that. And that's cool. I'm not criticizing that or anything. But when you got a generational talent like Luka, you need to do what you need to do to make him happy. So if the front office ain't putting the pieces around him, if he's upset, he should be upset. Nigga, I'm upset, and I don't play for him, so he should be upset. So I just don't like the fact that people looking at Luka like, oh, he's the problem, he's this, he's that. Luka want to win. Like, if you look at a regular season game, when he loses a regular season game, it's like he lost Game 7 of the finals. Like, that nigga want to win. Now he can be a crybaby sometimes. He can be an asshole. He can be all of the above. But at the end of the day, you ain't gonna find too many talents like Luka Doncic. So I think it's ready. I think we've been overdue for a change, and that's how I feel. I think we ready for a change.
That's well said. And one other important thing that you left off was the Kristaps Porzingis trade, which is not panned out at all. That's not on Luka either. He didn't trade
exactly.
Him. He didn't give Porzingis a contract. And it's not Luka's fault that Porzingis could not punish guards in the post when they switched on to him. Like, none of those are his fault. It's also not Luka's fault that guards and people are driving past Porzingis on the other end when he's supposed to be a shot blocker. How many shots? Like really, how many shots for Porzingis really blocking that series?
He averaged 0.7 blocks in that series.
All right, that's my point. And he was getting attacked the entire. It wasn't like he was not getting attacked. He was getting. He had people trying to shoot over him all series long, and he couldn't even average a block.
Bruh, Paul George himself said during the series, I decided to attack the basket more because they don't have a rim protector. When he said that, I knew it was over.
That's so goddamn disrespectful.
And the thing is, the Mavs are starting 2 7-footers, and Paul George says that. Do you see how ridiculous that is? And
exactly.
And like Carlisle, there was a smart move by Carlisle to insert Boban, but soon as because it was
with his own,
but because it was the force Zubac onto the court because the Clippers were just bad when Zubac played in that series. But as soon as Ty Lue said, "Okay, we're not going to play your game. We're going to just not play Zubac at all." And the Boban minutes started being lost. Carlisle never adjusted. He said, "Here's my best move." And after that didn't work, he just like, "Okay, we'll just see what happens." And he continued to play Boban for the rest of the series. And like, maybe you could also blame not having more options on the team. But I think not Kleber. His name? No, yeah. Why didn't Kleber play more? Not Kleber.
He wasn't giving us nothing.
Not Kleber. What's all the centers for or the big man for the Mavericks?
Boban, Dwight Powell.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah, I think Powell should have played more.
Because Powell came in for like a stretch of one game, and it was like a fourth quarter. He gave us buckets, and I was
he light it up.
I was like, damn. I was like, damn. I forgot Powell was on the team. We'll probably see him the next game. I don't remember seeing him play.
I thought he was hurt.
Dog, Ty Lue really out here plotting like Littlefinger.
I think he was hurt last year, right?
Chaos is allowed.
He was hurt last year,
yeah. So I was like, okay, I thought Dwight Powell could have got some more minutes. Because Kleber was the one that was getting bunked over the head by Kawhi. So
destroyed.
so there's a lot of things. Like my only critique of Luka in that series, I honestly don't know what it could be. Honestly, like he didn't
close well.
He didn't close well, but that's mostly because he was having to get up like 20 shots before the fourth quarter. He came around. Like by the fourth quarter, he's gassed. Like he's taking the exact same shots, but he's just tired. He couldn't get them up. So I won't blame him for being fatigued for putting his team in a position to win, and then having to rely on his teammates to help take him home when they didn't. They weren't really doing much through the beginning. So yeah, the Mavs got. So let me ask you this, Dre. How confident are you in Mark Cuban right now to put the right people in place for this team? Because Mark Cuban still says they reported he's still going to be 100% in charge of making all the basketball decisions. So he's going to have the final say in who's the coach. He's going to final say who's the GM, and he's going to final say in who gets traded and who stays on the team. How confident are you that the Mavs figure this out?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say I'm probably at like a 7. Mark Cuban, he got an ego, he got everything, but one thing he do is I feel like he's gonna do his best to do right by Luka. And even with these moves in general, like if Carlisle butting heads with Luka, all right, well, Carlisle out of here. If Donnie Nelson ain't putting the right pieces around Luka, then all right, Donnie Nelson out of here. So the fact that he was aggressive this early, like during the playoffs, because he could have just waited till the finals was over and waited to the actual off season to do this. But the fact that he's doing it now, it gives me a little confidence, but he still got to do it. So I'm gonna say it like a 7 that he gonna do right by the team.
Okay. DeLon, Luka is.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Court.
As a Mavericks fan, do you feel like the front office is the reason why y'all have struck out on free agents for the past decade? Because y'all had a couple chance to get some superstars. I remember that era, and I was always confused as to why they never went to Dallas, but I'm guessing this is why.
That's a good question.
I think one thing about it is, players talk. So, you got to develop relationships. And after we won that championship, for the Mavericks to break up that team pretty much, I'm pretty sure it didn't leave a good impression on free agents, because it's like, well, why would I sign there if they just gonna get rid of their second most important player after winning a ring? Like, so I feel like that was in that was a criticism that I have against him.
The fact they were asking Dirk to make pay cuts, but then never actually doing anything with that money that he was leaving on the table.
Exactly.
Never
Like
got none.
yeah, I feel like we
Remember,
kept.
I almost had Darren Williams. I almost had Chris
Yeah.
Paul in. Do I remember that?
Yeah, I do. And the thing with D. Will is apparently Mark Cuban and Dirk didn't go to the meeting. So yeah. So it's like how do you like D. Will was one of the best point guards in the league at the time. Like why would you not take that seriously?
Yeah.
And a lot of it was just
That's
pretty
nasty.
much shooting in the like just trying to shoot at the wall and hope something stick. Like we tried to get Chris Paul, we tried to get Dwight Howard and all that, and it's like I don't know. Our star player Dirk was like 33, 34. So and it's in Dallas. Like it's hard to get free agents to come to Dallas. It ain't like LA or Miami or anything like that. It's hard. So I think
Oh, Texas.
It's two of the teams in the same state, though, Cord.
Yeah, good point.
and I say yeah, because Dwight went to Houston.
You know what I'm saying?
Play with James Harden, play with old Dirk. Mm,
See how they turned out.
Well, Dwight would probably say old
See how
Dirk.
they turned out, though.
Yeah, Dwight
Yeah.
he could probably say that now. And also, some
He
players,
probably would have got some post ups in Dallas.
and also some
Probably.
players. Also, I don't think some players like having a very involved owner. Like, Mark Cuban's like always at the games. He's all in your face. Like I don't think all players like that. So
Mhm.
that's something else that could make players stay away. But I'm gonna ask you this, DeLon. We saw last year with Trae Young right after the season ended. He pretty much put the Atlanta Hawks on red alert. It was like, I'm not happy. Get me some people that can help me win. And so they went and immediately went and signed Bogdanovich and
Gallinari.
And
Who you trying to take off the Timberwolves, Jordan? Who you trying to take off the Timberwolves?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take anybody. I'm not taking anybody.
Agenda.
I'm not taking anybody to Timberwolves. I'm just pointing out that last year we saw Trae Young leverage his superstardom and his powers, even though he was just a rookie. He was literally coming off his rookie season, and he's saying y'all gotta get me some help. I can't do this. Don't make me keep playing in the lottery so y'all can draft me somebody to help me maybe 5 years down the road. Give me some help now. And that was met with a lot of criticism by a lot of people because there was he's trying to okay, we're gonna get you all these okay vets, and then you're gonna probably be like an 8th seed, and then y'all gonna lose, and then a team. Then when y'all could have been bad for one more year, and then drafted someone like Cade, and you really had like a superstar guy next to you. But Trae Young said, no, speed this up. There's no reason to sit around. Don't make me waste my time here. Every year is important. And that the Hawks said, okay, we got to get Trae some help. Do you guys see what's happening with Zion Williamson? Because he's also having some problems with the Pelicans. He's calling out the Pelicans. The family's having issues and grievances with how the roster's put together, as well as the coaching. And now Stan Van Gundy's gone, and some more players are in question. Do you guys see this move by Luka? Because Luka has been complaining. This moves by Luka and this move by Zion is them leveraging their superstardom early on, or do you guys think they could seriously see them leaving and not signing their that supermax contract off their rookies on contracts?
I like seeing them apply pressure, and honestly, I like what they're doing because at the end of the day, all NBA players want to win. Nobody if you look at the legends of the past and a lot of those guys, they didn't get those opportunities until the later half of their career, their prime. And a lot of these players are looking around the league we want to do this now. If you get us with the number one draft pick, treat us like we're a superstar. Treat us like we're a number one draft pick. You want to fill up these seats, you want to sell tickets, you want to have a full arena and make some money. We gotta win right now. Because if you look at a lot of these players, you look at the ADs, you look at the Chris Pauls, you look at a lot of these guys, they're wasted. And I hate to say it, they wasted the first 6, 7, 8 years of their career of just constantly losing. And I think a lot of young players, they tired of it, and they not finna go through it. And if you look at what Trae Young doing, it's the blueprint. So if I'm Luka, I'm doing the same thing. If I'm Zion, I'm doing the same thing. Because you got to.
Got to, yeah, definitely. I think that AD move was kind of. I mean, AD ain't the first person to demand a trade or anything like that, but
Yeah.
he's probably the most recent example. And literally the next year he wins a ring. Like literally the next season he wins a ring.
If Harden wins a ring this year, it's over for some people.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Bill's gonna finally demand that trade. He claims he don't.
And if Luka wanna win, he gotta bring the Dominican to Dallas. I'm sorry, Lynn. But he gotta bring the Dominican to Dallas. We need it.
I don't know. There goes.
And I'm not talking about Al Horford. I'm not talking about
Okay.
Hey, we'll give you Porzingis, bro. Come on.
Dog.
Jordan Woods, if you listening.
We'll even throw in
chill out.
We will throw in Trey Burke.
We throw Trey Burke away. I don't know what you're talking about Trey Burke.
Jordan, you know you tired of being in Minnesota. It's cold up there. Ain't you trying to have a hot girl summer? Well, man, you got to be in Texas for that.
Man. Listen, how about since he's gonna be leaving anyway, since he ain't re-signing that contract, how about because y'all look like y'all need a D'Angelo Russell and maybe a Jarrett Culver trade. So we can just give y'all that and then y'all just you gotta recoup something for Luka. So it'll just take, D'Angelo, Jarrett.
You suggested we trade Luka for D'Angelo Russell?
Call it a day. And Jarrett Culver, don't do that. And Jarrett Culver.
Oh, and Jarrett Culver. I'm sorry, my bad. I missed that part.
Dre, I do got a quick question. What's the name of that haircut? That Dallas haircut where like the top of your hair be cut all the way low, but then you got like a fro.
They got a hump in the back.
I think it's called a shag.
A shag. Ugh, okay. I saw somebody. I saw the first person ever in person with that here in Mississippi, and I was so confused. I was like.
Cat got to get the shag. We need it.
We just said we ain't gonna say the word again. But anyway,
please don't.
Moving on to the next topic. Tyler the Creator released his first single for his upcoming album, which I believe is going to be "Call Me If You Get Lost." The name of the song is "Lumberjack," and he dropped a visual with it, which is pretty much the same surreal backdrop that he always uses, where it's just like him doing a bunch of random shit with a bunch of random looking characters and things like that, and a bunch of random places. Yeah, that's the best way to explain that music video. But he's rapping. The most important thing is Tyler Creator is rapping on this single. He didn't rap pretty much the entirety of his last album, Igor, which ended up winning him a Grammy. Guys,
a rap album.
Yeah, it was deemed a rap album, even though he didn't rap on the album. Alon, what are your thoughts on the new single and the direction that Tyler may be going on?
And he said his last album, he won the gold and niggas was mad. He said it, man. He said it. I mean, of course, there are reasons for that. Tyler rapping, man. Tyler sounds just like he sounded back in. Me and Jordan, we had like 20 minutes. We were trying to like pinpoint exactly how we would describe it. I think I said it was like the rapping singles he was releasing like right before Igor, where he fooled us. And then, but like the intensity of like right before Wolf. I don't know, man. It just sounds like Tyler loves music. He was rapping very well. I honestly think he's been rapping very well for like the last couple of years. Like obviously, like Tyler has stepped himself up musically in every facet, in every single facet that you could describe it in over the last 10 years. It's been a decade of Tyler Creator. But yeah, man, I'm very excited for this album. And I'm so glad he's rapping again. I'm one of the select few who liked Igor and actually went back to Igor and played Igor. But if I would have got an Igor 2, I would have been off the fucking wall upset. I wasn't trying to hear that shit again. No, but we're back to rap.
Tyler's just too good at rapping. He's shown that in his guest features. It's just too good to not give us an album of raps, man.
That boy, man.
He's too talented, man.
Putting A$AP Rocky in a blender for 4 years now, man. We ain't got no album. Ain't got no album to live with.
And like when you talking about like pinpointing his sound, it's like it made me think of like the music he made after Goblin, but before Wolf, in terms of just like the things he was doing on the track. Like he had like, what's it? I don't know. Was it not Jasper? Who's the guy who's always yelling in the background of his songs, like on Jamba and the other songs? But like he got an Odd Future member just yelling, just saying words that don't even have nothing to do with the song in the background, and the song and the production itself. It sounds chaotic. Like, when Flower Boy came out, he was making smooth, flowing, sounding music that was.
I want to hear that shit again. I want to hear that shit again. Love Flower Boy.
Symphonic.
I want to hear that shit again.
The sound here is mad chaotic and it's all over the place and it matches the energy that he's rapping with. Like
Cherry Bomb.
That man Tyler gonna switch. I like Cherry Bomb. I like the middle portion of Cherry Bomb. I like Cherry Bomb. That man Tyler gonna switch it up every single fucking album, and you love to see it. And like some of those other guys in raps that also do that, it doesn't take 4 years to do it.
Oh, all right.
I don't know who you're referencing, but
Dre,
like that other guy in LA.
Who, Vince Staples?
No, yeah, Vince Staples. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
knew you were talking about YG the whole time.
Jordan's goat, Dom Kennedy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
Dom Kennedy. All right, go ahead, Trey. What you think of the scene?
Nah, man, I love the song, man. On first listen, it's aggressive. It, I agree with y'all. I love Tyler rapping. I think he gets better pretty much every year, and especially in the past year, he was on West Side Gun's project, was on Yachty's project, Freddie Gibbs, and he delivered fire verses each time. So I'm like, I was excited. I didn't think he was going to give us a rap album. I'm still not sure it's going to be a whole rap album. If the album sounds like this song, I would be super happy, but I just don't see Tyler giving up all them jazz and the chords and the chord progressions and all of that. Like I don't see him getting into no like whole Wu-Tang sampling bag for a whole album. But I would love it if he did. But in regards to this song, I absolutely love it. I played it like 5 times in a row when it dropped, because it dropped like randomly on like a Wednesday or something like that. And I've been bumping it crazy ever since then. So I hope the album sounds like this, but I just don't know.
I gotta go back to my library, but I think that this and Headshots by Isaiah Rashad might be like the first 2 songs this year. Well, no, yeah, they're the first 2 singles that like dropped this year. Where I was like, wow, I just let this play over and over and over.
Oh, you didn't play that Olivia Rodrigo? Okay.
No, I didn't.
I see. That's crazy.
No, wait, Cord. Cord sent me one tweet earlier today. We're gonna talk about Al Horford, but he sent me. It was talking about Al Horford getting traded to the Celtics, and somebody in the comments said, "Explain this in Olivia Rodrigo." He said, "Explain this in Olivia Rodrigo terms," and it was like, "A man comes back."
He is no longer a trader.
That nigga thought he got away.
But yeah, Tyler, I love that he brought his old sound back, brought some of that old energy back. But at the same time, it doesn't like the cool thing about it was me and Delon was like, it sounds like old Tyler, but it don't. And I think that's the coolest thing about it was like, I'm gonna bringing the past to the future and making it sound brand new. Cole, you got anything else to add about the single?
I'm ready. Hey, whenever Tyler drop, I'm not disappointed. And even when I'm disappointed, I go back and I love it. Like when Igor came out, I was like, ah. Then when I went back to it, I'm like, okay, I can respect this for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you rap it, I'm ready.
I think it's
singing already. Like I'm just ready for Tyler. Tyler, it's Tyler. You can do no wrong in my eyes.
I think it is really cool to look at Tyler and say like, people can really come out making or some music you don't really like when they're 18 and then have like an actual progression in their talent and their skills and their care and their devotion, but niggas don't last that long nowadays. So it's funny because like you won't see that like in this timeline where Lil Pump like really like latched on to that J. Cole advice, man. It really like latched on to it. 10 years down the road, Lil Pump could actually be like a good rapper, but we'll never see that. But yeah, shout out to Tyler for actually turning that corner, because it was a corner he turned. Jesus, it was a corner he turned.
Excited for the album. I think it's coming out July 17th. I think that's the release date. That's already
25th.
25th.
Yeah, this Friday coming up.
Oh, I thought it was June. Is it June or July?
June 25th.
Yeah, because he gonna head with Doja. Oh, that's gonna hurt my heart. He gonna head against Big Doja.
Maybe it's Vince Staples' album that's coming out next month. I don't
know. July 7th, July 9th, something like that. We'll in like 2 or 3 weeks.
We'll talk about it. But moving on to the next basketball topic. the Celtics made their first big move of the Brad Stevens administration. Brad Stevens, he went and got his guy back. He traded Kemba Walker and the number 16 pick, I think, in this draft.
Man back.
For Wait, who's that, Cord?
Oh, he got his man back.
Yeah, he got his man back. Traded Kemba Walker and a number 16 pick for Al Horford and Moses Brown. I think another pick came attached with that trade. I can't remember exactly what pick it was. Al Horford was a former Celtic. He left shortly after. I think he left the same time Kyrie left for the 76ers, where he was then traded from 76ers to the Thunder, and where he was then told to go home by the Thunder because he was helping them win too many games. So now he is back with the Celtics. He seems excited. He posted a picture that said unfinished business. Excited to be back home and all this stuff. He seems to be happy to be there, which is cool.
Way to clean it up, Al. Way to clean it up.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
left for more money, but it's unfinished business.
Meanwhile, Kemba seems to be in a worse situation than when he was in Charlotte. Guys, how do you feel about this trade?
First of all, I didn't know niggas could get traded in the playoffs.
You know what?
They can't.
It might be.
It's a weird year.
This is one of those like pending physical agreed in type deals, but yeah.
All right,
but I don't think I've ever seen one announced in the playoffs though, because I know it's probably like a agreed a principle or whatever, but to announce that shit in the second round, like god damn,
that's wild because a lot of shit can happen. Yeah, like
he's tired of Kemba.
They can't make that trade for a month and a half.
Like somebody else could like lose and be like, all right, I'm sick of this person on my team. I could use a Kemba Walker, but then the trade already done. Like that is. I didn't even realize that until now. Like wow.
That's wild. But in regards to the trade, the Celtics got their guy back, and they got two more centers. So it's kind of a loaded front court in that department because they already got Robert Williams, who apparently they like, and showing a lot of promise. And they got Tristan Thompson, he's Tristan Thompson, whatever. If you think about Tristan Thompson, that's what.
I didn't really know where you were going with that trade. I didn't really know. Yeah, they got Tristan Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's Tristan.
He's Tristan. He is who he is. But I think it's I don't know. It's kind of a confusing trade because I wonder what plans do they have to replace Kemba? Or I mean, obviously you can't just easily replace Kemba, but he was kind of that scorer who could get a bucket on his own, in addition to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But I guess with the emergence of Jaylen Brown, it's like, okay, well, we got our two guys, so now let's get another shooter or distributor or whatever like that. I feel like the Thunder is probably going to move Kemba somewhere else. Move him and one of those 3,000 draft picks that they have in the next 5 years to, somewhere else or anything like that. He is not coming to Dallas, man. I'm good on that.
But you say he's a point guard that can create his own shot. Ain't that what y'all want?
He is that.
Ain't that what y'all want for it?
Huh? Oh no, we good. No, we
got Terrence Mann.
All right, yeah. Y'all had Terrence Mann.
You got Terrence Mann
last night.
PG. Come on, man.
Okay.
But I don't know. We just got to see how it play out. I mean, I'm surprised the Thunder traded Moses Brown because I thought he showed some promise last year. He had a couple of 20 rebound games or whatever. He averaged 9 rebounds last season, so I was surprised they got rid of him. But I don't know what OKC is doing. They just hoarding draft picks, and maybe they got some grand scheme plan that we can't see now. But I just don't know what they got going on over there.
No. From the OKC perspective, I don't think it's smart to just get a bunch of picks because we saw with the Celtics. Because at a certain point, you end up holding 8 picks in a single draft, and you can't draft 8 people because you're gonna have guys in your roster you actually want. So then you're like, okay, I got to get rid of at least 4 of these, and you're gonna end up just giving them away for nothing because you got to get rid of them. You can't not keep them. Teams gonna know okay, they got 8 draft picks, they can't use all 8. Just go ahead and give me one of them draft picks. You know, you don't need like having that plethora of picks, but then having no players to use them with does you no good. Like, okay, let's say Bradley Beal's available tomorrow, but we got 20 draft picks. Well, you can't use just 20 draft picks to trade for Bradley Beal. And if you get Bradley Beal with those 20 draft picks, now you got nobody on your team. So Bradley Beal's unhappy. And now he don't want to stay there with you because there's nobody on your team because you traded everybody away for draft picks. I think they're in a very, very, very weird position because they've just torn that team down to G Leaguers. Like pretty much Lou Dort.
Shy and G Leaguers.
Lou Dort, Kemba Walker.
Poku.
And I don't even know if Poku a real player. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like he has some really good games here and there, but then like he just don't do anything for stretches after that. Like
they got Darius Baisley, I think.
Yeah, he's okay, but like I'm saying, it's a lot of borderline NBA guys.
Yeah, Baisley. Yeah.
So like you're gonna have at some point you're gonna have to get some vets on that team, and I don't know how you convince vets to come play on that team when there's nobody on the team. So
listen, man, one team eventually one of these teams are going
one way to get them.
One of these teams are going with like a nuclear rebuild is going to bite. I ain't gonna lie, and it might be a Brad Beal, or if they ever finally pull the trigger, because by the time they pull that trigger, Dame Lillard is going to be something like that for a trade. I don't see somebody like who needs a piece trying to like get the extra place or get the extra step in the playoffs. It's going to be like a nuclear rebuild. It's going to use all of those fucking picks.
Yeah, but like I said, if they get a player like Dame, like that player isn't going to stay there. So it's like it'd be all for naught. Like it'd be pointless.
Yeah, you got to start making moves so Shea can stay there.
Exactly. Like eventually, Shai was like, "I don't want to be here. All we do is lose, and there's nobody."
Well, that nigga is on a restricted contract, so you know. That's what I was about to say about Luka earlier. Like that nigga is also on a restricted contract, but you know.
Well, I think they can turn it down and to take the qualifying offer, but then you know most people don't do that. Like they had to be like very much fed up to turn down to take the qualifying offer for a year.
Take $20-some million less. Nah, I'll just take another 5 years in OKC. Man, OKC ain't that bad.
Well, depends. The trade. I get why the Thunder did it long term. I don't think that's just going to pan out. The Celtics, I get it because Kemba Walker was hurt most of the season. He struggled to fit alongside Jalen and Tatum. They really need somebody who can like distribute and get them open looks. Because I'm gonna take some hard ass shots all game long, and Kemba does nothing. Kemba be on the floor.
You gotta say this.
What's that?
I'm giving Brad Stevens credit because at least he did something, unlike that other man whose name I never have to say again. And also, I really like Moses Brown. Like I've been watching the highlights. I've been looking at him 7'2". He's a little mobile. He can move around. And also, he was averaging like 8 and 9 in like 20 minutes. Like I truly like. I'm not saying he gonna be the center for the future, but I would love him to be the center for the future. And I hope it works out for him in Boston. I think I need Tristan Thompson up out of there.
And that's something that team is needed. They needed some low post presence, some some guys who do the dirty work and grab rebounds and block shots. And they've kind of found that in Robert Williams, but you also need somebody else. So Moses Brown, somebody who could develop behind him and help out in that role. And in Horford, he's a good mentor to have along with them. So I get it. I also saw that by doing this trade, they freed up a bunch of cap space. So they have like near a max slot in like another year or two. So if they keep Tatum and Brown happy, they'll have the room to get somebody very, very good to pair with them in a few years.
Jordan, this is why I'm conflicted. Remember we was talking about Dallas and you said words freeze. I've been saying this on this podcast for some years now. Who coming to Boston? Because I'm looking at Kyrie. I'm looking at Isaiah Thomas, and now I'm looking at Kemba Walker.
Court, as a new Boston fan, I really resent what you're saying right now. As a new Boston fan, I really resent.
It's your problem now.
As a new Boston
fan. I'm just saying, if I'm Alonzo Ball, if I'm any of these point guards of the future that's going into free agency for the next 2-3 years, do you really want to go there? Do you really trust them? Because if you get hurt, they get you up out of there. If you don't look right the first, because Kemba had 2 years. Remember that. Oh, I ain't gonna say his name. Remember when that man signed Kemba Walker and Enes Kanter, and he said these were my first options to sign. You know, we all knew that was cap. And what did he do with both of them? Got him up out of there. Is that really where you want to call your home?
Well, to be fair, Enes Kanter's like an international criminal technically, so like I can see that. I can see.
also the course point. Also,
I mean, he a freedom fighter. He a freedom fighter.
Also, the course point. Jared Weiss, an athletic writer for the NBA, says, according to a source, Brooklyn's Blake Griffin asked a Celtics player if he should join the team mid-season and was told not to come to Boston because of apparent dysfunction. So, to Core's point, there's players word of mouth. Players on the Celtics are saying stay away from here.
I mean, you know, listen, man. Somebody always gonna have their feelings hurt, man. Somebody always gonna have badmouth the teacher. You know what I'm saying? And, Kemba had to get out of here because Kemba wasn't playing right. Enes Kanter had to get out of here for the safety of TD Garden, man. You know, I see reasons, man. It's a new. It's a new era, man. It's a new era. Kemba was on his way out. Kemba told him not to come because Kemba know he would get traded.
Who is Blake Griffin? What shoe company is Blake Griffin signed to?
Jordan.
Talk to me. He signed to Jordan. You know who else signed to Jordan on that team? None other than the player Paul Pierce himself, Jason Tatum. That's who he asked.
Kemba Walker then signed a deal with Jordan Brand when his deal with Under Armour expired in 2015. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because you gotta remember, who was one of the people that recruited Kemba? That was Jason Tatum. So Jason Tatum can't even save you. He can't even help you keep your job. If Tatum can't keep you safe, who can in Boston?
It'll work out. Believe in Lucky. I think that's his name. Believe in Lucky, Core. Believe in Lucky.
You better know his name by now.
Believe in Lucky.
Ain't no way you gonna be walking around Boston not know Lucky name. Come on now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Especially with that Kyrie footprint on his face.
You gotta learn that. They gonna get you.
The only leprechaun with a footprint on his face.
You'll call him Larry. Oh, I love Larry. Who?
But I think it's a good move for the Celtics.
Most of y'all.
They gonna still need some other moves. They still gotta get a coach.
Yeah.
So, and obviously the coach is gonna have his work cut out for him, seeing how these comments and things that are coming out about the Celtics. It's gonna be tough. They got an uphill battle to climb. Getting rid of Ainge was very smart because, like I said, he's part of the problem when it comes to talking about. Like he was like the negativity, the things that we're talking about with players like not liking Boston. He's played a part in that. So.
This new era,
when he
man.
denied racism and got fired the next day? I do.
Yeah, I do. I do. So the only thing I have left now is one quick question. Dre, who do you want for the Dallas Mavs coach, or have you given it much thought?
I honestly haven't given it much thought. I don't even know who's really available. Apparently one of our assistant coaches has a great relationship with Luka, and Luka spoke publicly highly about him. So I'm hoping that they just do right by Luka and keep it in house and go with Coach Mosley. So that's what I'm hoping, but we'll see.
Doc Rivers might be available.
You know what?
With a straight face.
I think we're gonna look elsewhere.
Okay. We'll see, because we'll see after tomorrow. We'll see after tomorrow. We'll see if he's.
I think the Sixers are gonna win it.
I hope not.
My Bodenholzer might be free.
One of them niggas gonna be free.
Yeah.
One of them niggas unemployed tomorrow. Hey, you know what I was thinking about last night? I was like, damn, if Doc Rivers was still y'all coach, y'all would have never seen Terrence Mann. That game would have never happened.
No, we would have lost to the Mavericks.
Jordan, do you remember last year? I said, why is Terrence not on the floor? Remember they were playing Pat and Luka were lighting up. I said, bro, Terrence Mann was like the best defender on Luka in the regular season. Please give him some minutes.
No, the craziest thing is all year the Clippers' weakness was bench defense. We didn't have anybody to do the point of attack defense. We didn't have anybody. We didn't have no guards that could guard people because we was relying on Lou, and I don't remember who was next to Lou. in those lineups off the bench. I'm struggling to remember. It would drive me mad all season. Like you can't play Lou and this. You can't play Lou, this person, and this person. Oh, Reggie Jackson. That's who it was. Actually, wasn't even Reggie Jackson early. He came mid-season. I can't remember who it was.
He was the answer.
Yeah, but I was like, you can't be playing Reggie Jackson and Lou Will and this other person. Like we're playing 3 guards off the bench. I'm like, you can't be doing this. Like it's not gonna. But I was like, give man some minutes. Like let him defend, and just Doc just wouldn't do it. And so like, yeah, we would have lost that Mavs series if it was up to Doc, because Doc wouldn't have made the adjustments that Ty Lue did, and most importantly, I don't think the team would have had the nerve or even like the mental fortitude under Doc to really believe they can come back down 0-2. Because I'll tell you what, the Clippers were talking, they were a little too comfortable down 0-2 against the Mavericks. I was a little confused. They was like, hey, they were saying shit like, hey, yeah, they beat us at home, but now they got to win on their court. Like, duh, nigga, that's what you do. What you mean? Yeah, it's easy to win at home. Now
I don't see the issue. It's not championship or bust.
Yeah, it's easy to win on the road, but now they got to win at home. Like, no, nigga, it's y'all got the game flipped. Like,
hey, was that a Paul George quote? Because that sounds like a Paul George quote.
Him and Ty Lue both said that. Both of them said it.
Hey,
they can't handle that pressure.
Hey, but the funny thing about Doc is last game we finally saw a lot of Tyrese Maxey.
Yep.
He finally realized, this Tyrese Maxey guy's all right.
It's insane.
I'm glad you said that. Do you want to know why? That's how you know Doc don't trust Ben Simmons. He let a rookie play 5 minutes in a playoff game.
Fourth quarter.
That's how you know he ain't got no faith in Ben Simmons.
That's wild.
No, wait. Did y'all?
That's how you know he ain't got no faith.
Did y'all see the camera on Doc? Doc was stressing on the sideline. Like, yeah.
All sweat team.
Yes.
He was upset. I'm like, you can't get that from the coach, man. Like, how do you?
Because he know the jig is up. We know who he is now.
It's so funny, man. I was gonna have Jay Trent on. I hate he couldn't be. Cause I was like, bro, if the Clippers win and then the Hawks win, and then that was gonna be an all-timer episode.
Ooh.
That was an all-timer episode.
Man, Ben Simmons in Dallas, man. Ben Simmons in Dallas.
Okay, now we talking.
Mm-hmm.
Dre, what would make you happy? My God.
I don't know, DeLon. I just don't know. Okay.
Y'all need the defense.
I mean,
just saying.
Honestly.
You don't want to see Ben Simmons come and drop 2 and 15.
15.
I honestly don't hate that idea.
That 15 is very generous.
2 and 8.
There we go.
6, 9, and 7. Come on now. Strong lineup. 3 steals. Come on now.
But he plays defense.
Bro, that nigga was just
the trade for Lou Dort,
running handoffs all fourth quarter, bro.
The trade for Lou Dort instead. He's cheaper.
Bro, can you imagine being 2 minutes left in the Mavericks game and you got a 2 between Luka and Ben to hit them free throws?
Oh my goodness, bro. I'll turn into an alcoholic. Goodness.
Oh, man.
I hope that's a one-time thing for Luka, because that just came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Man turned into prime Shaq at the free throw line. I was like, huh?
That man was hitting one-legged fadeaway threes, but couldn't hit a free throw. I was lost,
perplexed. But last thing we got, we're gonna pretty much wrap up the show. Vince Staples released a song called "Law of Averages." His album's coming next month. I thought it was cool. Nothing too much to write home about. It was a solid single. Did you guys have any more to add to that?
I thought it was the same exact song that was on the Queen and Slim soundtrack. But I mistakenly played that song first, and then Spotify let it roll over into Law of Averages, and it was the same fucking song. And I think that was hilarious. I did like the song, but yeah, the last 2 Vince releases were that song.
Wow. I liked it. I think it was dope. I like the way he was rapping on it. The beat is, that's kind of my thing with Vince Staples. Like his beat selection is kind of, but I thought this beat was cool. It wasn't nothing crazy. Like the thing with Kenny Beats is like, he's alright, but he don't ever like wow me or anything. So like when I see produced by Kenny Beats, I don't get excited or anything. But he's not trash. So it's like, but
the bar is on the floor, man. The bar is on the floor.
Hey, but I thought it was cool.
I'm glad y'all said what y'all said, because it went in Yeah.
Listen, man, but I have faith in it though because I think FM is.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for the project.
I think FM is my favorite Vince Staple album, so I'm ready for a Vince Staple King of Beats. Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
I need.
You like FM?
I like it, but I mean, as far as favorite album, Summertime '06 easily is
I'm
my
gonna say
favorite
this
album.
and I'm saying this as a Kenny
Too
B
textbook for
fan.
me. It's too textbook.
I only want him in the studio or Rico Nasty. That's it. I need him to stay away from Vince Staples, and I need him to stay away from Vince Staples, and I need him to stay away from Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry,
yeah. Especially Denzel Curry.
Stay away. Hey,
especially Denzel Curry.
I remember I downloaded that album. I said, bro, I'm so real. I've been waiting for these two. I listened to both songs. I said, never again.
I don't like this shit. Like I ain't like
Stay,
that.
hey, Rico, lock him up in the studio. Don't let nobody else in. Just
he got it with Rico. They got something.
Yeah. He ain't got it with nobody else.
Vince, I need Vince to go back in the lab, and I need him to put some Terrence Mann bars on this album. I'm due for the Clippers, man. Come on now. But anyway, that's all.
Did you see his Rudy Gobert tweet?
I actually didn't. Hold on, let me go look. Hold on, matter of fact, let me pull up my laptop so I can show everybody. No, not Rudy Gobert.
It's some comedy.
You guys have any other closing thoughts before we go? Guys, anything I want to add?
Send the Dominican to Dallas.
XXL freshman list. They couldn't miss. It would have been incredibly hard to miss this year. Shout out to Flo Millie getting the recognition she deserves.
Hey, salute to Ruby Rose and DDG. The first couple to ever make double XL. You love to see that.
Isn't there also an actor named Ruby Rose? Am I tripping?
Yeah, she had that run when she was on Orange Is the New Black, and yeah, she really can't. Her scenes were dull as shit.
She can't. Man, I told he saw like, man, you hating on CW. I said, fam, she cannot be Batwoman. Why you say that? Because she can't act. And he was like, man, yes, she can. I said, watch 3 episodes. Come back to me. She did like 4 episodes and quit.
Dang it, I can't find the Gobert tweet. Oh well, it is what it is. He might have deleted it. He be doing that kind of stuff sometimes.
You didn't find it? I hope he deleted it. Let me see.
Yeah, I can't find it, but it's cool. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Popular Man Podcast. Tune in next week for another episode of your favorite podcast. See you then.